Jason Garrett should be gone. That sooner than later, Jerry Jones should cut bait with Tony Romo. But if Jerry Jones is going to go forward next year with both Jason Garrett and Tony Romo, there's one way and only one way to make the very best of a very bad situation.
Okay.
And that is to overrule Jason Garrett, who was clear yesterday, no, I don't want to give up play calling. I don't want Norv Turner in here. To overrule Jason Garrett and hand the play calling duties to Norv Turner. Now, could Jason Garrett and Norv Turner coexist? I'll remind you that Jason played for Norv Turner in 1993 when he was the Cowboys offensive coordinator. They could not coexist unless Jerry ordered them to coexist. And then I think it would work. And I'm here to tell you, because I witnessed this firsthand and wrote a book that was largely based on this. Norv Turner turned around Troy Aikman's career, which was going from bad to worse, going up into the 90-91 season. And Stephen A., the greatest thing that ever happened to Troy Aikman's career is that Jimmy Johnson fell to his, I think Norv was about his 10th choice to be the offensive coordinator. And when he missed out on 9 others, Norv Turner became the big brother that Troy Aikman had never had. Turned around his confidence, put him in the offense that was right for him. And I believe that Norv Turner could do the same thing for Tony Romo, who's in desperate need now of a confidence rebuild, of an emotional caretaker, somebody who can teach him new ropes, who can turn his haywire gene back into his clutch gene. I think Norv Turner would be perfect for the Dallas Cowboys. But again, in the leadership capacity, if you've got Norv Turner as a failed head coach, and I think Jason Garrett is a failing head coach, in leadership, you'd have the bland leading the bland, because I don't think either one of them are big picture dynamic leaders. But I do think the most important thing you could do next year is to turn around Tony Romo's career. That would give Dallas a shot. Norv Turner would be the guy to do that.
Skip Bayless, I think this is a moot point, and I think that you're missing the boat on this. Jason Garrett just gave you, me, and everybody that's interested in the Cowboys the perfect reasons as to why he should be fired. That's the point in all of this. The fact of the matter is that what you just said about Norv Turner is incredibly relevant. But Tony Romo is no Troy Aikman. Let's get that out of the way.
No,
right
but
now.
he has talent.
He
We all
has
agree.
talent, but
Yeah.
he's no Troy Aikman. That's number one. But number two, and more importantly, understand something here. If you're Jason Garrett, it shows what the problem is. He's looking at having the 6th-ranked offense, 15th in scoring, the number 3 passing attack in the game. He's looking at the fact that Felix Jones wasn't what he used to be, and DeMarco Murray got hurt, and as a result, that led to him having the 31st-ranked rushing attack. But he's saying, look at what would have happened if DeMarco Murray had been healthy. Look at the fact that I had the number 3 passing attack and that we were 6th in scoring. This is not a problem. So he's looking at it from a number standpoint as opposed to the most glaring statistic of all. And that is, in 2 seasons as the full-time head coach, 2 full seasons rather, as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys, this man is 8-8 both seasons. Both times, the NFC East crown was on the line in week 17 of the season, the last game of the year. First at the Giants last year, this year at the Washington Redskins. Both times you lost. One time you got blown out. Both times your offense committed pivotal errors at the most inopportune time. So what I'm saying to you is this. Based on all of those things, the reason why I said that I feel your point is off kilter, because by mere virtue of the fact that Jason Garrett can't see this, you know what he's revealed to me? He has a Jerry Jones complex. It's about him. It's not about what's best. Because think about this. You want to keep your job. If you invite Norv Turner in, that only buffers and elevates the quality of tutelage, counsel, whatever the case may be that can be provided to the players. You don't want it that way. You want to do it your way, despite the fact that your way ain't getting it done. 8-8 ain't getting it done. But absent from the postseason,
but can you blame Jason Garrett for saying, I don't want to give up play calling duties?
Yes, I can blame him, because what you have done hasn't gotten it done. That's the point. If you got it done.
So you would admit publicly, I failed as a play caller?
I'm saying to you that his mentor, think about this. First of all, we have the background of Norv Turner as an offensive coordinator, the things that you just articulated. Secondly, we have his record, the 8-8 record, 2 absences from the postseason. Okay, yeah. We have that going on. Thirdly, we also have his mentor and friend, Jimmy Johnson, saying, you needed to bring somebody else in here because as a head coach, you need to concentrate and focus on the team as opposed to one component. That's some of the problems that defensive coordinators have. Rex Ryan in New York comes to mind, okay? So when you have those facts that have been laid out before you, coupled and substantiated by the reality of your lack of production because you're not getting to the postseason, and you're also you're still talking about being a head coach, as Mr. Werder said on SportsCenter earlier Ed Werder said on SportsCenter this morning. I mean, this dude. I mean, you talk about straight down the middle, crackpot reporter, big time. You know, what does he come out and say? Werder even comes out and say, I think it's incumbent upon Jerry Jones to remind Jason Garrett how lucky he is that he isn't one of the coaches that were fired.
Correct.
So you're sitting here. 2 absences from the postseason, 2 years in a row with an 8-8 record, coaching America's team, and you have the unmitigated goal to sit there and act like you got a choice? Now, you come out and you publicly decry the notion that Norv Turner will be brought here. If you're Norv Turner, why would you want to come now as an offensive coordinator when the head coach has made it very clear he does not want you? That's a very uncomfortable environment for him to come into now.
Well, what if the owner wants you?
Well, I understand that, but again, if the owner wants you and you looking for a check, that's different. If you Norv Turner and you've earned more than enough checks over the years and you think there are other opportunities available for you, why would you want to come to play or coach the Dallas Cowboys when the head coach is on the record saying he doesn't want you? He has already undermined your potential arrival. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm livid because who gave you the authority to speak about what you want when what you really want is to be the head coach? If I fired your butt, you wouldn't have to worry about calling any plays. You wouldn't have to worry about doing anything because you wouldn't have a job.
Okay.
You're supposed to realize that if
you're saying Norv Turner shouldn't want this job?
I'm saying that Norv Turner right now should not want this job because of what Jason Garrett said, but I'm also saying that Jason Garrett is flagrantly wrong in this matter because he clearly needs some assistance, not to mention the fact that you haven't produced enough to come out bloviating about your preferences. Who do you think you are? This is ridiculous.
Well,
he's 8-8. 2 postseason absences.
But if you were in Jason Garrett's shoes, you'd be saying, I don't want to give up play calling.
No. You're wrong. If I was in Jason Garrett's shoes, I would shut up and be happy I'm collecting a check because I've come up short 2 years in a row. Listen, if the boss wants to sit there and I mess up and the boss is thinking about firing me and I'm watching bodies fall one after another.
The boss never said anything about firing you.
I'm not saying he said something about it. I'm saying inherently one must think logically that if you're coaching America's team and you come up 8-8 both seasons, that it's a possibility with all of these other coaches falling by the wayside. 7 head coaches were fired yesterday. You weren't one of them. And you gonna sit up there talking about how you don't want to give up play calling? You're my head coach. Who do you think you are? Be quiet. Zip it. You have come up. You should be. Do you understand? Listen, if the Dallas Cowboys are indeed America's team, then inevitably they're America's joke too, considering how they've come up short. So my point
that was our T-shirt. Yeah.
So my point.
You must have really liked that.
So my point to you is, who's the man leading the way? It's Jason Garrett. You gonna sit up there talking about this is what you don't want? Really? Do you like the check you're getting? You better shut up.